According to the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the teachings of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the creation of the material world is not a random accident. It is a deliberate arrangement by Krishna for the conditioned souls who desire to live independently of him. To understand creation properly, one must first understand what existed before creation. Before the material creation, only Krishna existed in his eternal spiritual abode. The spiritual world is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. There is no birth, death, old age, disease, fear, anxiety, envy, or ignorance there. The living entities, the jivas, are eternally part and parcel of Krishna. They are spiritual by nature. However, some souls misuse their minute independence and desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. They want to become the center instead of serving the supreme center. Krishna does not force love. Therefore, for those souls who desire independence, he creates the material world. The material world is a rehabilitation center. The material world is not the soul's real home. It is like a prison house within a kingdom. A government builds prisons not because it wants citizens to become criminals, but because some citizens refuse to obey the law. Similarly, Krishna creates the material world for souls who wish to forget him and try to enjoy separately. The material world serves two purposes. One, to fulfill the rebellious desires of conditioned souls. Two, to gradually reform them and bring them back to Krishna consciousness. The three Purusha avatars creation unfolds through three expansions of Krishna known as the Purusha avatars. First expansion, Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu lies in the causal ocean. When he exhales, countless universes emanate from the pores of his transcendental body. These universes appear like tiny seeds floating in the causal ocean. When he inhales, all universes are withdrawn back into his body. One breath of Mahavishnu encompasses unimaginable spans of time. Second expansion, Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. Mahavishnu enters each universe individually. Half of the universe becomes filled with transcendental water, known as the Garbha Ocean. Garbhodakasaya Vishnu reclines upon Ananta Sesa. From his navel sprouts a magnificent lotus stem. At the top of that lotus appears Lord Brahma. Third expansion, Kshirodakasaya Vishnu. This expansion enters every atom and every living being as Paramatma, the super soul. He accompanies every soul throughout all births and deaths. He witnesses all actions. He sanctions karma. He guides sincere seekers back to spiritual life. The birth of Brahma. When Brahma first appears on the lotus, he sees only darkness. He does not know who he is. He does not know where he came from. He does not know his purpose. He attempts to travel down the lotus stem searching for the source, but cannot find it. Finally, he hears the word tapa, meaning perform austerity. After long meditation, Krishna reveals transcendental knowledge within Brahma's heart. Brahma then receives the power to engineer the universe. This is important. Brahma does not create from nothing. Only Krishna creates the ingredients. Brahma simply organizes those ingredients. Just as a construction engineer arranges existing materials into a building, Brahma arranges material elements into planetary systems and bodies. The ingredients of creation. Material creation begins from pradana. Pradana is the unmanifest material energy containing the three modes: goodness, sattva; passion, rajas; ignorance, tamas. When Krishna glances upon material nature, several things occur simultaneously. Time enters. The living entities enter. The modes become activated. Creation begins. From this interaction emerge Mahatattva, total material energy; false ego, mind intelligence; the five gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether; the five knowledge-acquiring senses; the five working senses; the five sense objects: sound, touch, form, taste, smell. Together, these form the machinery through which conditioned souls experience material existence, the universal form. Before individual bodies are fully manifested, the universe develops as the Virat Rupa, the universal form. This cosmic manifestation helps conditioned souls understand that everything within creation is connected to the Supreme Lord. The 14 planetary systems. The universe contains 14 major planetary divisions, 7 higher systems: Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharlarloka, Bhuvarloka, Burloka, earthly realm. 7 lower systems: Atala, Vatala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. The higher planets provide greater duration of life, greater enjoyment, and higher intelligence. Yet all remain within the cycle of birth and death. Even Brahma's planet is temporary. Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita that from the highest planet down to the lowest, all places within the material world are realms of repeated birth and death. Time enters creation. Time is one of Krishna's most powerful energies. Everything in the material world is under time's control. Time creates, time maintains, time destroys, time spares no one. Empires disappear, bodies age, stars burn out, galaxies perish. The soul alone remains unchanged. The cycles of creation. Material creation moves through endless cycles: creation, maintenance, destruction, dormancy. Then creation begins again. Brahma lives for 100 celestial years. At the end of Brahma's life, the entire universe is dissolved. This is called Mahapralaya. All conditioned souls remain dormant until the next creation cycle begins. Why did Krishna create all this? This is perhaps the most important question. Krishna did not create the material world because he needed servants. He is already complete. He created it because the conditioned souls desired independent enjoyment. The material world becomes a classroom where souls learn a difficult lesson. Nothing can satisfy the soul except loving service to Krishna. Through repeated births, repeated frustrations, repeated successes and failures, the soul gradually realizes, I am not this body. I am not the enjoyer. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. The real purpose of human life. Human life is the turning point. Animals cannot inquire deeply into existence. Humans can ask, who am I? Why do I suffer? Why must I die? What happens after death? Who is God? What is my eternal relationship with him? The purpose of human life is not merely eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. It is to awaken forgotten love for Krishna and return to the spiritual world. The deepest conclusion of the Vedic creation account is not merely how the universe was made. The deeper question is why we are here. The material creation exists because the soul desired life separate from Krishna. Its purpose is to teach us that real happiness cannot be found apart from him. When the soul sincerely chants the holy names, hears transcendental knowledge, serves devotees, and develops love for Krishna, the purpose of the material world is fulfilled. Then the soul no longer needs another material body and can return to the eternal spiritual world, never to take birth again. Hare Krishna.